put your title up on it?
Nope. Teaching.
Oh, you're correcting me.
That's what they say. Together we stand and divided we fall.
What's going on, family? What's up?
What's going on, Facebook Live?
What's up? Let me just turn this back on. Is that plugged in? All right. What's going on? What's up, Facebook world? What's up, Janelle? That Miss Decadent. So, hey, listen. We're coming on here. I'm back in Detroit, obviously, as you can see with the Supremes and Miss Diana Ross behind us and all that good stuff. And the reason that I'm coming on here is because I'm helping. I'm like committed to helping two people to set up their own business structure in a way that will allow them to do what they want, when they want, and how they want. I've been doing this for 20 years now, guys, and it's real easy for me to make money. We just came up with something this morning, right?
Yep.
And here's the thing, guys. When you have a creative mind and you take action, you're not afraid, you're not being bitten by the cobra of fear, you can do anything that you want to do. You can have, like, the money never stops, right? Like, I think the hardest part of it is getting people to understand that they can do this. Right? That's the hardest part of it for me, is getting people to understand that they can have all the peace that they want. They can have all the happiness that they want. They can have the love and family. And when you talk to me, you start to understand that money's not even at the top for me. Right? Money's not at the top of the field for me. That's because I've learned some lessons over the time that I've been blessed to be here on this earth. And I used to chase it. Like a lot of people out there, they're chasing money. I even saw a young lady has started up a t-shirt line that says the paper chase. And before I get into what I'm about to say, I just want to say something about that. This is a universal law. And whenever you finally get to the point where we start to understand the laws, you'll see that the money part becomes easier and easier and easier. Right? So, here's the thing. If we're talking about the paper chase, and I remember being like that too. We got to chase it, got to chase it, got to get it, we got to get it. Then I found out this strange secret. I found out that whatever you chase will run from you. That's big, right?
Yeah.
What just went through your head when I just said that?
Whatever you chase will run from you because you're chasing it.
Doesn't that just make sense?
Yeah.
So if you're chasing the paper, it's going to run from you. If you're chasing a woman, it's going to run from you.
And that's the laws.
You're chasing a man, he's going to run from you. So my whole thing, what separates me from all of these guys out here, is that I've actually done this stuff. I became a millionaire in my 30s. And I lost it in my 30s too, right? You could be real with it. Like once you get to a certain level in your life, like there's no more pretending. There's no faking, right? Like what I do and what I've taught my son to do now in 6 months, it's something it's impressive. It's really impressive. So what I like to do, see, I follow guys along. Like I've been mentored by some of the biggest dudes in the world. And one of them being my dear mentor, Mr. Alan J. Schwab, who was the owner of the Orlando Magic. And the things that I learned from this man, no one else has ever taught me in my life. In my life. So we have to understand, one, where the information is coming from. Like the reason that I can go from thing to thing and have success is because of my mindset. It's because of my mentality, right? Like I don't have a lacking mentality. I don't focus on the negative. And now what we're doing is we're walking away from traditional real estate investing, right? And we're now putting together projects on single-family homes where we can bring in $4,000 to $5,000, $6,000 a month. So, as I said from the beginning here, there's two people that I'm interested in teaching this to. Only two, right? One of them being this guy right here.
Yours truly.
Right? And the other one being my biggest supporter over there, Miss Janelle Gilman, right? So when you see the things that they're doing, it's not fake. No play. Like, we're actually doing these things that any person out there can do to change their situation. So once again, when we talk about just life in general, my thing is you got to know how to do these things. You got to know. It's not it's not anyone else's job
to make sure that you have the knowledge and the wisdom.
To make sure that you have the knowledge and the wisdom. Yeah, perfectly said. Go ahead, take that over. Run a little bit with that.
Yeah, so it's basically nobody's job to give you the information. You have to go get it and apply it yourself. So it's not going to come from school or anything like that. You're raised in a traditional school, going to college. You go and learn this from college. You learn this from getting a mentor, or you go about it from reading books, as my father says. So people have already been through these experiences already, and they write it in books, and they write it out step by step, and they explain it away on how to get the knowledge and the wisdom. So there's people already in the field that you want to do, not just real estate, any business, to be an entrepreneur and at all. They already have books and knowledge in it that has the steps that you want to take to your business so you can be successful in it. And you just have to take the steps and apply it. That's the only thing.
One thing that I truly believe is that no one can guide you where they haven't been themselves. So when I come on and I talk about teaching somebody how to do 6 or 7 figures, it's because I've already done it. That's how I can teach it to my son. This is how I can live anywhere around the country that I want, any house that I want. I've had all the toys. I've done all of that stuff, and now it's just imperative. It means the world to me to be able to pass this on to my seeds, and hopefully we're going to continue to be an inspiration to other people that look like us, come from where we come from. Now, how many of you, if we have men out there that are listening to this, how many of you would love to be able to walk away from your job and not struggle either? Walk away from your job like 18 years now. And over the course of the 18 years, acquire the experiences, right? To be able to make sure that your son or your daughter never has to work for someone else, unless that's what they just want to do. But when you learn these entrepreneur skills and you pass them on to your seeds, they're not going to want to work for someone else. So what I've done with one of my trusts is I have put myself as the beneficiary. I have put my children as trustees and people that are close to me. So when I'm out here, I just feel like my job and my assignment in this world is to show other people, number one, just how to love up on each other, right? Stop being so hateful, right? Stop betraying people, right? Get around some real people that can show you some real things. And as a man, like I got a message for black men. As a man, I have a message for black women. And it's like, isn't it time to know? We're going into the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, right? That means when you're going into the fourth quarter of any game, you need a John Elway. You need a Kobe Bryant. You need a Phil Jackson. You need a Michael Jordan. You need a superstar on your team to help to take your wisdom and impart it into them. And that's what we're doing. That's what, when I say you gotta know, like there are things out there that you must know. And I'm talking to, right now I talk to everybody, but there's an emphasis on black men that are lost. There's an emphasis on black men who are struggling. There's an emphasis, and women, come on, y'all need to pass this stuff along. Like real talk here. Real talk. So we've decided to I've decided to use my wisdom, teach it to my son, so that he can teach it to other people, millennials. So the way we're tag teaming this is we got 3 people in this. It's like a triangle here, right? Trinity. You understand that? It's like a triangle here.
Triangle offense.
Right? And we have myself. We have my son. We have Janelle. So the things that I've learned, I can pass on to my son so he can take it out to the world of millennials. Have Janelle who can reach out and tell her story to black women. And then myself for people who are, maybe you're in that, especially men, but women also. You're at that 40 and above range, and you're closing in on 50, or some from 50, 55, you're closing in on 60.
To your retirement age, and you want to
and
settle down and put your assets in order so you can be able to retire properly.
Things start to look bleak. Mm-hmm. They start to look bleak at that age, at those ages, where eventually, if you haven't done the right things, you're going to start to panic. And it's no one else's fault. Because year after year after year, we've made choices, or better yet, you've made choices to not do the things, to not know, and you got to know. And we all make choices, right? It can be broken down biblically. Choose ye this day, right? We make choices. And there's a clock that's ticking. And each one of us has so many summers that we're blessed with in our life. And we don't know when that last summer is going to be. See, we're all farmers of our own land. That means we must till that land ourselves. That means we must take care of that ground. That means we must decide if we're going to plant lilies, geraniums, or if we're going to plant thorns and thistles. It's up to us. And when I talk about that, I'm talking about building that empire and that legacy for your family. I'm talking about understanding what your assignment is here on this earth. And many of us, because we ignore the whisper, that God is constantly talking to you about. Some of us don't ignore the whisper, and the next thing, God's tapping you on the shoulder. You ignore that one also. And then the next thing that happens is you get a gut punch, and your life is in shambles. Then we want to listen. Then we want to know. But we don't have to be like the story of the children of Israel, right? We can get the knowledge and get the information because it's our job to know. There are people right now dependent upon you, people that you don't know, you've never met before, but you were assigned to them. And that's how I look at my life at this stage. There's people that are assigned to me, and they can benefit off of my gift. They can benefit off of my traumas, my adversity, right? Things that I had to go through to become the person that I am today, to be able to be qualified as that blessing for you. So we look for real people, number one. So it's our job to find out what our calling and our passion and our purpose is. It's our job. You gotta know. You gotta know that in order to be able to do your life's mission, your life's assignment, in order to do that full-fledged, you have to become financially free. Many of us are running around and we're trying to save the world and we're drowning ourselves. And it doesn't have to be like that. When I tell you, Dion or Michelle or Robert, like, you got to know, man. There's no more excuses. This is the fourth quarter of your life in 2019. Another year gone. You got to know. So we want to put this message out to show people positivity, father and son. We want to show people that there's a system to this. There are high-income skills that you must learn. And no one's just going to give it to you. You got to invest in yourself.
Got to take it.
You got to take it. You got to be a black lion. In my job now, I've been through all the fire. I've been through all the bull. Is to be able to put a team together of other people, because, see, this success is duplicatable, right? Like, success leaves clues. Now, whether you want to do it in the real estate arena or if you just want to be a successful a successful entrepreneur, like, I got you. I got you. And understand this, you got to know. I understand that if you're still struggling, that there's a better way. Understand that there's just something that you don't know. Why not reach out to someone who resonates, whether it's me, whether it's Tavon, whether it's Janelle, or whether it's somebody else out there, Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, whoever. But there are people that are assigned to you, and you don't have to keep struggling unless you choose to. So,
why would you want to do something like that?
I don't know. I don't know why people want to do that. One thing that I learned from Mr. Schwab was that people do what they want to do. So there's really no excuses on why we don't build the life that we want to build as the conscious creators of our life. So my thing is to pull you along, show you some of the groundwork, show you some of the things that I've done in my life, from infomercials, selling out casinos in Connecticut, rooms full of people dying to get the information from the guy that, when I went through my thing, everybody laughed at in my hometown or my family. But I'm going to tell you something about strength today. I'm going to tell you something about overcoming animosity. I'm going to tell you that it's a special person that can fight forward, fail forward in spite of what everybody else says, in spite of what everybody else is doing. And I believe that you have it. I don't believe it. I know it. You see, inside of every single one of us, there's something called genius that's asleep inside of you. It's been sleeping there for years, and you've let the cobra of fear stop you from recognizing what God has already given you. So real estate is just one little component of what we do. Yeah, I can show you how to make $4,000 a month. Yeah, I can show you how to get people to give you houses. Yeah, I can show you how to flip them and do whatever you want to do with them. But my thing today is time is running out. And you got to know these things. And you got to find somebody that knows these things. You see, a lot of times we laugh at the person who's been through some things. But I'm going to tell you this about me. And I'm not a spring chicken. I'm not as young as him anymore. But I got a lot of God-given wisdom, just like you do. And see, right now, all I want to do is talk to your spirit, because your spirit knows the truth. You don't have to struggle. It's your choice to struggle. It's your choice to be poor. It's your choice to stay where you are. It's your choice to not get a mentor. It's your choice to not set up your own legacy and trust for your family. That's your choice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you your real options. I'm going to show you what you don't know. And then I'm going to give you, once again, the choice to do these things. So everywhere I go, I build businesses. Everywhere I go, I bring in new clients. I actually got a client right now just going to be coming up in about 10 minutes. So we got to wrap this up. So I'm going to just take this over. I want you to hear it from the millennial standpoint right here, right? Because he's a chip off the old block, right? Right? Let me see something real quick here. I don't know if Janelle could come in on this, but we just want to see if she can or not. We just want to see. I don't know if she's ready or not. So go ahead, man. Take it. You got about 10 minutes before Ken gets here. And let's talk a little bit about, I got to run to the bathroom, but I want you to just start off a conversation about choice. And let's just use like somebody that we know. I mean, we just grab, every 50-year-old ain't the same. Mm-hmm. Right? Some of them are just want to play the part and look the part, do this. But let's just talk to the millennial and what life will look like if they continue doing what they're doing. And pretty soon, you'll be 50. So there's opportunities that are passing you back and forth right now. What are you going to do with them? Passing you the rock. What you going to do?
So about choices. So choices are basically in this business that you can decide on what you want to do, when you want to do it, and how you want to do it. So basically, in this game, in this business, you have to choose on what you decide to do and what you want to learn. So in real estate, it's okay to get a mentor, or any business at all, so you can get the information and the knowledge. Okay, I see you declined it. The information and the knowledge, so you can be able to achieve what you want to achieve with your goals. And do when you want to do it, so you can get the places that you want to go. So I have goals myself. As of this year, I want to close out. I want to get about 20 properties by the end of this year up and running, so they can be paying me about $4,000 to $5,000 a month. So that's my goal for the end of this year, and then to going into 2020, making a new goal, edging it higher so I can reach a different level, a different status quo. So that's my goals for this, for closing out of 2019. We only have, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's going to make the 1st of October, so we don't have a lot of much time left for this year, so it's about to be 3 months left for this year. Okay, Janelle. Yeah, so we have 3 months left of this year, and we're going to be grinding it out, closing it out strong for this year. So everybody else can do the same thing in this business. They can. It's not hard. It's very easy if you get the knowledge. So we're getting properties all over Michigan, getting them from dirt cheap. We're getting them donated for free, and we can wholesale them off to other wholesalers because it really doesn't matter because we got them for free. What's going on, Dominique? Yeah, so we got I got about 4 to 5 properties donated right now. I just got them for free, so, and I just picked up another property that I'm working on closing. I have to help the lady get out of the property and move her stuff so we can fix it up and get this thing rolling. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So that's just my little intake about chances and opportunity. And chances don't come all the time. You got to be able to see it like that in a split second. So that's what you got to do, because opportunity doesn't come around so often. So you got to take it and grasp it, because you might lose it and somebody else might get it. So speaking of that, I had this Subject 2 deal up in Michigan, somewhere up in Michigan, and my father, me and him had a conversation, and we was talking about what I had to do to secure the deal. So he told me and asked me why I didn't stay to help her secure it, so I can secure it 110%. But I thought it was enough, but it really wasn't. So at a split second, I had to make a decision, and I went back up there to go help her file some paperwork, and she filed it, and we got it stopped so she wouldn't lose her property. So just seeing that in itself, if I didn't go do that, I would have lost out on a deal, possibly $50,000 of income. So that's an example of taking opportunity and have to making a split decision like that on a drop of a dime.
And let me just say this. There's no such thing as a lack of money in the United States of America. There is so much money here. And if it's not making its way to your bank account, that's only because there's something you don't know. You see, nobody ever taught me that all I have to do is get in front of the flow of money wherever it's going. How to build myself up through taking chances in life. And if there's one thing that I heard Les Brown say, Les Brown's one of my idols, right? I've been listening to him since I was a shorty. Les Brown says that many of us die at 25 and we walk around until it's time to be buried at 75. And what he means by that is that you stop dreaming. You stop going after your goals. Or many of you don't even have goals, right? And the biggest travesty that I've seen for black men is that we walk around without goals. Same conversation at 20 and 50. Basically wasted 30 years of our lives. So all we want to do is inspire. And this is why we show the things that we're doing in real estate. And for all of those people who make up excuses, Tavon didn't even know a quit claim from a purchase and sale agreement 6 months ago. So it just goes to show that if you really want something, you'll do it. There's no excuses, and you'll do it until you get through it. Right? So continue to follow us if you like, but understand our model and our mission and our purpose is you got to know. You got to know. You got to get the information to change things around for you first. See, first you got to believe it. Before anybody else believes in your greatness, you have to believe it. Right? And most of us don't, because we don't know what to do. So now we come up with scenarios, headlines and titles like, well, how to live the life of your dreams if you don't know what to do and don't know where to start or don't know where to go. So it keeps you stuck inside of this self-fulfilling prophecy of doom and gloom, and it just continues to spiral downwards. And we think that's our life, and we're happy with that, and we're to the point where, or if you're not happy with it, you're to the point where you'll accept it. Well, that's not good enough anymore. And this is what a real mentor, a coach will do, will push you so that you see the greatness inside of you, and after you build you up mentally, we can show you where the opportunities are. And they're all around you, trust me, they're all around you, right?
You're missing it day by day, you don't take the steps to go get it.
Yeah, but what happens is, you see that old cobra of fear, right? It's called a cobra of fear, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll make up any excuse in the world to not do what we know we should be doing. See, many of us want to walk around in our comfort zone. I just want to be comfortable, right? You just want to be comfortable. Not knowing that your comfort zone is your
failure zone.
Failure zone. Most people have no idea that wherever you're comfortable at, that's your failure zone. There's no need to stretch. No need to get little stretch marks or pain on your side because you're afraid to stretch outside of what you know. And all the opportunity will always be outside of your comfort zone. So while you're praying to God and you don't want to move from your city, your town, your job, or anything like that, everything that is meant for you to do good in your life and to help you become that person where you can lead others out of their Egypt, it's right outside your comfort zone. So these are things that you gotta know. You just gotta know. I wish somebody would have told me this when I was 16. I wish somebody would have told me this when I was 18, 21, 25. I got to keep going 30, 35, 40. Some of y'all know what I mean. Some of you right now in your 40s, 50s, and we just don't know. Well, that's going to stop because we're going to teach. I've put together a special program to teach you how to overcome this. This is the only thing that has ever stopped man. Man can do whatever they want to do. In the 60s, Kennedy said we're going to the moon. Before the 70s, he had a goal. Back in slavery days, they said we're going to go through whatever we got to do so that the future generations don't have to be slaves. Right? So I say this, and as I go get ready to leave, there's only one conspiracy going on in this world. There's only one conspiracy going on, and that conspiracy is right between your ears. You see, the conspiracy says that you can't bounce back. Conspiracy says that you don't have enough money. Conspiracy says that you're not good enough. Conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory. There's a conspiracy going on, and it's right between your ears. And I'm here to tell you that's a goddamn lie. That you can do more, you can be more, and you can have more as soon as you choose to. All you have to do is make a decision, ladies and gentlemen. And some of you are about that close, but the people that are in your circle keep pulling you back. Or you allow them to pull you back because of your fears and insecurities. And I'm here to tell you that I've had fears and insecurities. Tavon's had fears and insecurities. That's not the excuse. That's not the reason to go forward and live your life the way God intended you to live your life. So that's my time today, guys. I got to get ready for a client. And we're going to be putting up a site called You Gotta Know. Just You Gotta Know. And I'm going to be teaching some stuff, and Tavon's going to be teaching some stuff, and Janelle's going to be teaching some stuff that you really got to know. And if you don't know this, you're going to get hurt in life. You're going to get hurt. We can no longer keep saying, well, I just didn't know. Well, ignorance is not an excuse. It's your job to find out what's out there, what can help you grow and what can kill you. It's your job. So take us out, man. What's going on?
All right, guys. So if you guys are interested in what we was teaching today, what we're going about, you can go to yougottoknow.xyz. That's www.yougottoknow with YHGOTTAKNOW.xyz. And you can also go to Tavon Jones, www.tavonjonesmarketing.xyz. To get more information, I can help you set you guys up with a starter kit for some phone calls, so you can get a kit of sellers in your area. Doesn't matter what area you're in. It can be Florida, it can be Connecticut, wherever you're at in the United States. If you want to try it, I can teach you the way, show you the ropes. Please go to Tavon Jones, www.tavonjonesmarketing.xyz. Peace.